Hello, my name is Tom Brensonoff. I'm a certified master mechanic from Reading, Pennsylvania, and today we're going to talk about how to change an alternator. First thing you want to do, always be safe, wear your safety glasses. Your eyes are one thing that can't ever be fixed or replaced, so always be safe and do that. There's several different kinds of alternators. The configuration's a little different. This is a typical Ford. 2 plugs, kind of, if you can see the position compared to the 2 bolt holes. Here's a typical Chevy alternator. It has a single plug, single battery port on the back. And again, the 2 bolt holes are offset. This Jeep here, it's got additional 2 holes, not similar to either one of these 2. The first thing you want to do on this one is loosen up your negative battery terminal. You never want to work on anything electrical with your battery hooked up. The second thing you want to do is your belt tensioner on here. Loosen that up so you can get your serpentine belt out of the way. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see that on this vehicle, so I have one sitting here. As this is bolted to the engine, you have your belt runs up over it. You have a little port right here. Your ratchet fits right into. As this bolts to the engine, as you turn on this, it'll either tighten or loosen it. It's got a spring in here that keeps the tension on the belt. So you want to take that off first. Take the tension off and get your belt off. Disconnect your main battery terminal here and your plug on the back of the alternator. Your 2 bolts, take them off, set them aside somewhere close by where you won't lose them. We all know how that is on the weekend. Working on a Sunday, you end up dropping a bolt, you can't find it. Parts stores are all closed, it just makes for a bad afternoon. Pull your alternator off. The first thing you want to do, once you get the alternator off, like I was saying, your pulleys don't always come from your parts stores identical to what's on your vehicle. As you see, this one's got a 6-groove serpentine belt. This one's got a single groove. Now, when you get them from the parts store, a lot of times they don't match your vehicle, so you have to change them. On the front is a 21mm nut. You grab a socket, and sometimes you can get it with a ratchet. Other times you might have to take it to a local garage and get it with an impact gun. Switch them off. Put the correct one on. Sometimes you have to take it off the alternator you have. Put it back together the same way you got it. Most of the time you might have to check with your repair manual on your specific vehicle. Every vehicle is a little different. Put it back together the same way you took it apart. Run your serpentine belt back to add. Like I said, every vehicle is a little different, so you might have to either pay attention to what you're doing. A lot of times it'll be marked right on the vehicle how the belt goes. Put your belt back over it. Hook your battery back up. Before you start, the first thing you want to make sure on your battery is you have at least 12.5 volts. This one's got 12.6. If you have everything all back hooked up again, when you start this vehicle up, don't forget to tighten your battery terminals, by the way, you should have at least 13 volts on it when you're all said and done. Now, when you start it up, everything's all good. You should have 13 volts on it. Let it run for a little bit. Check it again in about a minute or so. And like I said, make sure you got 13 volts. If you got 13 volts, you're good to go. And that's about all there is to it, changing the alternator on a vehicle.